Once again, this is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist, and I'm coming to you from my art studio a corner of the art studio. And I want to talk to artists today and touch on something that I believe that doesn't really get talked much, except for the motivational circuit. You know, your Tony Robbins, Oprahs, and that type of people. Um, so this is about being aware of what stream you're placing yourself in. You know, as an artist, I've learned a few things over the years that have helped me to pay attention to where I need to place myself. And when I talk about the stream, I'm not just talking about for most motivational speakers that they're out there. They're talking about your mental state, right? The stream of your thoughts. And I I was trying to be aware of that as I'm going through my journey as an artist. So I started putting goodbye type of music, some classical flamenco music or whatever, something that would make soothing in the art studio, something that would help me, right? But after a while, I started also listening to motivational speakers and different books also that I listen to a lot of Audible that puts me in that place, in that mental place, right? That kind of stuff that really it sets the tone, especially when you're working in an art studio. Here's what I'm talking about. When you're working for someone else, you can kind of get away with bad attitude. You can kind of get away with it, depending on the type of job you have. But for example, if you're a person that doesn't have much to do with sales, face to face type of sales, knocking on doors, talking on phones, and that kind of stuff, you're kind of in your own cubicle or your own place or whatever it is. You tend to kind of maybe get away with that a little bit more, as opposed to someone who's in sales. They're always telling you, right, management, middle management, senior management, whatever. They're always trying to tell you. Hey, listen to Tony Robbins, to do this, do that. You have to attend this conference and blah blah blah. It always has to do with your attitude. So in certain areas you can get away with it, right? When you can have a bad attitude and you just go back to your work, whatever you're doing, and just kind of deal with it. But when you're working for yourself, or you're in a fast-paced environment where it's face-to-face people, you have a lot of interaction. You tend not to get away with it. It's harder, right? For example, if you're an artist, as I think many of you are watching, you can't really get away with it because because attitude determines, right? Many times determines the work. If you have a bad attitude, it'll reflect in your work. And I know I've heard so many people say that they work better when their emotions are shaken and all this and all that. I believe that's more of a romanticized idea that may work for an artist or two. And we've seen even Van Gogh said that he struggled with it, even though a lot of people romanticize and think that, oh, look at Van Gogh. Van Gogh's always suffering and whatnot. Van Gogh, if you have read some of the stuff or whatever, things that he had said, quotes and whatnot, he talks about how he struggled with that. He talks about the boys, right? One of those things that I can think of right now on top of my mind. He says when you hear that voice, don't listen to it. That voice will say you're not good enough or you can't paint or whatever. I'm giving a loose translation, but when you work for yourself, you have to be very careful of the stream you put yourself in, right? The stream of thought. That's one aspect. That's one dimension. Let's call it that, right? There's another dimension. It's the stream of opportunity you place yourself in. And by this, I know this I believe almost never gets talked. And if it does, it's kind of just, I haven't heard artists talk about this, and I would like for there to be more conversation about it, because I believe it's a very lonely type of work, right? You're doing it yourself, unless you're working with a co-op, right? Or other artist studios. I used to do that, not co-ops, but other artists. We shared a studio and stuff like that. But either way, you are placing yourself in a stream, right? If you're working in a co-op, it's still a stream, right? If you're working by yourself, well, that's a lonely stream. But where I'm getting at here is that So you have to pay attention to your mental stream, right? To that your attitude. Is your attitude great? You don't always have to be up here. You don't always. You guys seen some of my videos. I'm like, you don't always have to be up here, but you have to be enthusiastic. Enthusiastic, I think, it's the key. If you're not enthusiastic, you want to be at peace, one or the other, or both, preferably. But there's also that other stream of opportunity where you may be around artists who are naysayers, who are saying, no, you're not good enough, or just talking negative about you sell out and all this BS, right? And also you could be in a stream, meaning going drinking with your buddies who are like I don't know, just kind of giving up in life, and don't really care about moving forward, or family members, including, I know it's a touchy subject, but even family members could be telling you, you know what, you're not good enough, or you'll never amount to anything, or that, just all kinds of negative stuff. That's a stream you want to be careful, right? You want to place yourself next to winners. You want to listen to people who encourage you. You want to I don't know, listen to books about encouraging and just things that like you don't have to like Tony Robbins. There's so many, right? There's just so many out there that they're not motivational. For us, that's how we take it. It takes more than motivation to get to where we want to go. But motivation is a start, right? It really takes courage, and it takes discipline, and it takes all these things. It's not a one thing, but motivation is a great start. At least you get started. You're like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to, I'm listening to this guy talk, and I want to do this. I want to continue my journey as an artist, or really, I want to write that play, or I want to write that book, or I want to write that song, or I want to paint those, that collection of artwork, whatever you're looking at. So my advice here really is artist to artist. is choose your streams wisely. Not only your mentals. A lot of people listen to news too much, and I believe in being informed. You have to be informed, and world news and things that are happening, with anything that that is happening in the world, whether it's politics or it's the nature or this or that. Of course, you want to stay informed, but you don't want to. My advice is you don't want to dig too much where you become emotional, extremely emotional. It doesn't mean that you don't have to be proactive or responsive to what happens, right? Be part of the community of what matters to you, but don't get too emotional to the point where you get in that stream where now it becomes, because my belief is that if you get too emotional, you get negative. You can be responsive, but not emotional. When you get emotional, you start kind of just going awry and gearing off your focus. So the same thing with opportunity, right? If you want to show your work and this and that, but you get to only look at galleries or places or venues that don't really have traffic, that don't really have people, maybe with disposable income or this or that, then you're probably missing out. You're in a stream that you're probably missing out. This is stuff that I've been, learning. I knew it as a theory, but now as I become more of a practitioner in this, I realize it more and more deeply. I realize it more deeper that that you have to choose your streams. Get together with other artists who are not just nice, right? Don't just get, well, that guy's nice, seems nice. No, get together with artists. You keep your nice friends too, but get together with artists who are positive, who are upbeat, who are successful. If you can, get around, rub some shoulders with artists who are successful. Why? Because you want to be around those people, because those people keep a different, in order for them to continue their success, they have to keep an upbeat, a positive attitude. If you see with people that are in other winning, quote unquote, because we don't really know how they're, if they're winning overall in their life. They might just be winning in their career. But let's talk about career for now, okay? If people are winning in their career, then become acquaintances with those people. Get together with those people, because they have to be having a high level of attitude, a yes attitude, if they're winning. I don't believe that they're going to be winning and unless they're doing something really bad and it looks like they're winning, right? But I mean, you don't have to we don't have to judge about that. We don't know, right? But if you see them winning, they have a nice car, they're buying the stuff, and they're moving around, and then they're always smiling, and they're always selling stuff, or I don't know. Then you get together, rub some shoulders with them, because not because of the selling out aspect or whatever, but because you want to be around people that are yes people, that don't put challenges of mental challenges like, well, you can't, are you sure you want to go to that gallery? I don't know, with economy being, you don't need that kind of crap. You need to be around people who are, positive and tell you go for it. So again, be aware of your streams, your mental streams, and your streams outside your mind. For example, galleries, right? If you're thinking about going to a gallery or a website or this or that, choose where is it happening? Where is it happening? Where is the attention? Where is the movement, right? And then see where you fit in there, or try to rub some shoulders if it's people. If you're doing a contact of in front of people. Anyways, you get my point. My name is Jose Trujillo. I hope I brought some value here for you guys. Till next time. Bye bye.